Preka Private Limited Solutions. It is a company located in Gachibowli, and its main interest is precast technology. So right now, let's go with the preface. Go back to the slide. Go back to the slide. Let's start. So this is what we are. This is Lord's Institute of Engineering Technology, right? The first page. And this is what makes us an engineering student. We are the ones who are going to make this institute popular by recommending good engineers. Move on. Now about Preka Solutions India Private Limited. As I said, the company is located in Gachibowli, and they take major tenders not below than 100 crores. That's their starting budget. So we have worked on 4 sites, including Birla, that is Birla Open Mind School at Sangareddy, that is the medical college at Sangareddy, which is the official government medical college. And also we are going to work on the Adani site, which is going to start at RJ in some time. Please move on. So what does Preka do? Preka is a turnkey solutions company. So what we do is that we are the subcontractors. A contracting company will come to us, and we are going to do precast manufacturing for them. So I know everyone is wondering what precast is. Moving on ahead, we'll get to know about it. Please move on. Our internship coordinator, head of department. The presenters are Mohammad Azim Mujawar from Civil B, the CR, and Mohammad Maz Mujahid, roll number 12 from Civilization. So the topic is precast technology in construction industry. Please move on. Let's get started. Move on. Move on. Move to the main page. Again. So the main question, what is precast construction? Now everyone can see what is written there. We have eyes. It is very easy to read it off, right? Press the space bar again. So that's what the written part is. But being an engineering student and getting an opportunity to be at Preka Solutions, I have developed my own idea of what precasting actually is. So I'll give you a brief and easy explanation of what precasting is, okay? So all the elements like columns, slabs, and staircases, everything is prepared at a factory, okay? They will make it in the factory, then transport it to the site, and after transporting it to the site, they are going to make all the elements join there, combine there, and your building will be ready. So that is what precasting is. Pre means before, and casting means making the elements, right? Now, how the elements are made in the factory, that is one thing we are going to be confused about. So just, think about precasting as baking. You know the bakers, right? So what bakers do, they have to make a cake. What they require, a mold, right? So first thing that we require in precasting is a mold of the column or of the beam or of the slab, right? Other than that, how much quantity of the materials we are going to put in that, right? So if we are making a cake, we need flour, we need powdered sugar, we need cocoa powder, we need baking soda. Even if a little quantity of that is taken more or less, or there's a mismatch in the quantity, the entire cake will get ruined. And that's exactly what's happening in precast technology. So everything that you do has to be precise, and all the designs, all the production, manufacturing, everything has to be checked again and again before the entire element is made. Please move on. So what is the precast process? First, design. So obviously if you want to make an entire building, you have to design it first, right? So the office at Gachibowli is doing the designing completely. They make sure everything is made with precision, and they check it again and again. Because whatever design we are going to give right now, the factory will make the exact same thing. Even if something goes off by 1 inch, the main problem will be caused at the erection side. Because if even by an inch the holes or the dowels are missed out, you can't place it correctly, right? Please move on ahead. So the designing, all the department of designing consists of the structural members, draftsmen, and the detailers. What the structural members do, they use ETABS, software such as ETABS, to design the entire reinforcement. So even the reinforcement is done at the factory only, right? The draftsmen of the department, they design the entire column, the slab and beams, everything. They put the holes, they put the anchors, everything is done in that. And the detailer is the main manager of that. The detailer will check if all the work is done correctly. Even if something is missed, the detailer will know. Even before the structure is ready, the detailer has an understanding how it's going to look in the future. And that's how they design everything to perfection. Move on ahead. The second part is production. The production is done at Shankarpalli. The Preka factory is at Shankarpalli, which is 40 kilometers away from here. And all the work, all the designing, all the making of the elements is done there, right? Okay. So there we have the QA/QC department reinforcement department.
Show the side.
Okay.
Show our sides.
Slides.
Sides.
Side से आगे है. Move on. Direction. Sir, I'll just tell a brief about it.
No need.
Okay, move on ahead. So this is the example of the drawings which are made at the Gachibowli office, and this is the precision they have to make. This one is the column, right, and this one is the reinforcement which is going to be done in the footing. Okay. Moving on ahead to production, that is the factory. So in order to do the production of an element, these are all the processes which you have to follow. So right, this is the factory, okay, and as you can see, go back.
You have seen all these things in the factory?
I have done this. I have stood there and done this entire. This was done by me. This is a entire wall panel, and it was made by me. So the first thing that I do is there will be an entire bed of steel. So obviously you have to clean it first. So the first thing they will do is that scrubbing, right? They're going to take a scrubber and scrub off all the metal, all the remaining sharpening from the bed and make it clean. The second thing they have to do is look at the design. All the workers will do it. They will look at the design. They will take a chalk piece and they will mark everything, the outer dimensions with that.
In the casting area.
In the casting area, exactly. So after that, they will do the chamfering work. What is chamfering work? Chamfer is a small steel. They call it a patti, right? So that is what they are going to weld onto the bed, so that they get the exact shape and size. Move on ahead. After that, they will do the shuttering work. Obviously, we have to make sure that the concreting and everything has to be done to a level from the base.
For putty, what type of material
They are using steel. They are using recycled steel because obviously it's not going to be used in further, right? So once they use it, they recycle it again. That way, we are making it ecological. We are not hurting the environment. Moving on. Now, after that, what we do is that we do the shuttering, and after that, the entire plates and the steel plates are attached to it. Right, so we have given the outer shape of the element. After that, we are going to put mold oil on this. Obviously, we have to do the oiling on it so that the concrete does not stick to the base part. After that, we are going to put cover plates in it. So these are the covers which are of 50 mm, 30 mm. According to our requirement, we have to place it in there. After doing this, they will weld the entire steel part because the concrete is very heavy in nature, right? When you pour the concrete, it has a lot of weight and it has to withstand the slides and the molds have to withstand that much of weight. So that's why we have to weld it off. So right, after welding, we put in the reinforcements, and after that concreting is done. After concreting is finished, it takes 7 days and it will be at the same place. After 7 days, it will gain the strength, and after that it is taken to the steaming procedure, right? Steaming is done to make the strength in the element. Now what is this?
wall height, I can see that wall height will be usually 9 feet.
Yeah.
Almost. Is that 9 feet?
No, it's not 9 feet.
So
It's
they
lower
will
than that.
divide into 3 feet, 3 feet, or what is
No.
the standard height we will use?
The standard height is anything. You can do anything in precasting because the structure is already made at the production site, right? So even if it's 9 feet, 10 feet, they can cast it out. Just a single element. They don't have to break it off for walls. But if you are doing the same thing from slabs, for slabs we have to break it off, right? And in slabs they do the pre-stressing at the factory. The pre-stressing is that they will put some steel strands in it. They will pull it apart, do the concreting part so that the slab can withstand more weight with the load. Go on ahead. Okay, now this is a very interesting thing. We all know when we are finding out the reinforcement in a structure, we are going to multiply it with a factor that is d square by 162, right? So this is one question which I asked to the engineer who was teaching it to us, and at that moment he was not able to answer me. So I got curious. Why we are taking d square by 162 only as a multiplying factor for the weight of steel? Why we are not taking d square by 152? What is the reason? So I searched about it, I researched about it, and I came across this. So here, as you can see, we take the weight of steel for 1 mm, for 1 meter of steel. So it will have 1000 mm of length. So first we have to find out the area. The formula for area is pi d square by 4, right? Now we want to find the volume. In order to find the volume, we have to multiply the area with the length. So that's exactly what I have done here. Pi d square by 4 into the length, that is 1000 mm. After that, we have to find out the density. Density of steel is 7850 kg per meter cube. It is already given in the code book, we can find it out from there. So the meter cube, I have divided it into 1000 into 1000 into 1000 according to our MM requirement, right? After that, in order to find the weight, we have to multiply the volume with the density. So we get the entire weight of that 1 meter of steel. So we multiplied pi d square by 4 into 1000 into 7850 by 1000 into 1000. We cancel the thousands, then we are left with this 3.14 by 4. When we divide it off, we get the value as 0.786 d square into 0.00786. When we multiply this factor, we get 0.0616 d square. At this point, we have to take this numerator into the denominator, and hence it will get divided by 1, and this value is 162. Hence, we are multiplying d square by 162, considering 1 meter, and that is why our scale, when we are calculating, always has to be in meter. That's the exact result. Move on next. So the transportation from the site. Thank you very much, sir.
Very good.
Ma'am, if you have any questions at the end of the slide, you can ask.
Clearly, very.
Transportation. What is transportation? Sorry. Transportation refers to the activity that facilitates physical movement of good or as well as individual from the one place to another place Okay. Next. And cranes. Crane lifting. What are the requirement and importance crane lifting for crane lifting? Crane position on the frame and ground level with outrigger fully extend.
You both saw all these things in the site?
Yes, sir.
Read
I
it,
have
sir.
photos.
Read it.
I'll show you and send you on WhatsApp. Second one, outrigger placed on outrigger pad, tire or third point. Tires are of the ground. Fourth point, satisfied rigger and crane operator. Fifth, safe load indicators is working. Sixth point is inspect the crane leakage. Inspect the crane leakage and before lifting. Seventh point is the swaying radius is barricaded and non-unauthorized entry into the lifting zone. And the load weight is confirmed and it's within the safe working limited of the crane. And 10th point is safety device are not by passes. 11th point is lifting tools must be free for any defected. And okay, thank you. This is my crane operator and transportation.
Can you say it in very brief manner, whatever you have, just whatever you have saw, whatever you saw, just tell in a brief.
Sorry, मैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल possible मेरी इंग्लिश उतनी क्लियर नहीं है इंग्लिश में तो उतना क्लियरली
Tell in Hindi.
Okay. तो 3000 वाला बोलो. तक का जो हुआ था
300
300. बोलो.
वॉल पैनल्स कॉलम्स बीम जो भी फैक्ट्री से ट्रांसपोर्ट होके साइट लोकेशन पे आते हैं साइट लोकेशन पे उसके बाद अपन क्रेन का एक लिमिटेड लोड्स रहते हैं 150 100 टन्स 150 टन्स 200 टन्स 300 क्रेन के ऑपरेटर का टन्स रहते क्रेन के फिर उसके बाद अपने पास वॉल हम लोग साइट पे लेते हैं जो कुल्लू में है बिरला की स्कूल है कमर्शियल साइट चल रही हो स्कूल ओपन कंस्ट्रक्शन.
Yes. And the reason behind that is this thing that you see, it is the skrid. So once you place the slab, you have to put a skrid on it so that all the slab is together, and after that they have to do concreting on it.
It's a entitlement.
Okay.
Concrete.
Screening.
Yeah, screeding.
Floor screening.
Floor screening, exactly. So these projections which you are seeing, they are going to be mixed with the skids like this, and after that the concreting will be done to provide more strength to the structure. Okay. Next, these are the backer rods. So the backer rods are put.
Okay, the extra reinforcement or development lengths.
Yeah, 50 we are considering. But these are not the development lengths. We take development lengths for the columns. So these are taken on any measurements. It is not decided. The development length is only given for the column and the mast.
No, actually during the screening, you are placing the reinforcement, right?
Yeah.
Is it standing or it is laying
It is
down?
going to be laying down.
Then it's going. In
It
order
will be a
to-
development length only, but while precast they are designing, no, they will consider it as a development. Only that much. These backer rods are provided because when we fix the elements, no, obviously we have to put in something so it pulls together, right? That is known as grout. And grout mixture has a load of 65 kilonewton. So that those are packets which come from factory directly, and they use it for the grouting process. So these are the strands at the factory. This is what they put in the pre-stitched slabs and the T slabs. And this is the thing that you see there. It is the mechanical overhead crane, right? So this is used to move the materials and the reinforcements from one place to another inside the factory because it's all very heavy. These are skim pads. So when we are placing a column, we have to give some gap between the slab and the column, right? So we have to fix these skim pads in between there at the center, and after that we have to do grouting. So that grout enters into it perfectly, and the column is exactly in the middle. If you put the column directly